Hi guys, I'm here today to tell you what November has in store for us astrologically. My name is Anastasia. I'm a professional Western astrologer. I do readings and I provide insights on my Instagram page. Check out the links in the description. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe, leave me a comment. Any feedback, any thumbs up are very much appreciated by me. So before we talk about the astrology of November, I wanted to mention a couple of things. I am currently writing personal November horoscopes. So if you listen to this video and you want to know more, you want to know what this means for you, as well as what the month looks like for you, what other personal planets might be activated, you can DM me on Instagram. And second thing, I am hosting a webinar called Astrology of Love. We will dive into your Venus placement, challenging aspects to Pluto, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, your moon and what your needs in relationships are, as well as the upcoming Venus retrograde and some practical tips, gemstones, and rituals you can do to help your Venus. So November is interesting. We are entering the eclipse season on November 19th. With the lunar eclipse in Taurus. It is a big deal because it's a preview of a year and a half, like whatever is coming up. We will see the foreshadowing of that new period of Taurus, Scorpio eclipses. The first 2/3 of the month are tougher, and then the last 10 days look a little bit lighter. So major theme this month, and this year in general, we've been dealing with Saturn Uranus square, and Saturn is tradition, conservative views, moving slowly, making slow progress. Saturn is very much focused on growth, but it's not quick, fast change. And Uranus is very different. Uranus is rebellious and authentic and independent and kind of quick. So there's this tension the entire year between wanting to be true to ourselves and having to deal with responsibilities, other people, duties, convention, etc. And so having 3 planets in Scorpio, Sun, Mars, and Mercury starting November 5th until that, the last few days of the month is Scorpio is a fixed sign. Saturn is currently in Aquarius, Uranus is in Taurus, so it's all fixed signs. And there is, especially if you're someone who has a lot of fixed placements, you may be feeling this tension even more. If you are Scorpio rising, Taurus, Aquarius, or Leo risings, I think these people are experiencing this tension throughout the year a lot stronger. But Scorpio placements activate that square between convention and independence. So we are going to battle this month, and we'll experience a lot of kind of fights between our true desires, our independence, and people in power, all of the responsibilities you're dealing at work, things not taking enough time. I'm currently dealing with crazy paperwork. Someone messed up my date of birth and I have to fix it, and in my head I just want it to be done. I'm you guys messed it up, can't you just do it? But no, you have to file papers, and it's super frustrating. But that's the vibe, I think, for the year. You want something done, you have to come up with a plan, have a to-do list, and then be ready to go step by step. So definitely some frustrations this month. Some of the dates to note, new moon on the 4th is going to be opposing Uranus, and I'll break these down in a second in more depth. So new moon on the 4th has potential to be surprising. Some unwanted, unexpected events may come into your life. Mercury is going to conjoin Mars on the 10th. You may experience it the entire second week of November, so from 8th till 11th. Mercury-Mars is very much Mercury's words. Mars is a fighter, so if something is not to your liking, if you're frustrated with anything, if anyone is telling you what to do, you may just get triggered and, give them a piece of your mind, so be careful. And then another challenging dates are 13th and 17th, and give them a couple of days before, a couple of days after, because it's very rarely this specific that it's just one day. 13th is Mercury opposing Uranus, 17th is Mars opposing Uranus. So there's also with Uranus always a potential for surprising, unexpected events to come into your life. So try to be honest and try to be innovative and open to opportunities. I think because these energies are so fixed, they're so stuck. Like, Taurus is a fixed energy. It's fixed earth. It's very stubborn sometimes. Scorpio is quite fixed in like passions. Like Scorpio energy this month, you may feel like, I'm so passionate about this. This is like the right thing to do. This is the way to go. That's what I want to get, right? Being like almost obsessive, but then you don't really want to get like stuck on that too much. So try to be adaptable, try to be innovative, try to be honest with people, but watch out for angry outbursts, because these are fixed energies and you cannot go too quick at them. Like if it was Aries versus Libra, maybe you could win by just like, the sheer power of your force. But here it's not. Like you have to stay patient. What's interesting is when you get like 3 fixed, so Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and one is missing. So like Leo is not really, there's nothing in Leo at the moment. Whenever the moon transits Leo, or whenever, if you have any like placements in Leo, and even if you don't, like Leo to me is the answer to the challenges. And like Leo is kind and generous and passionate and like authentic. They are in the highest level, they are unapologetically themselves. And so if you lean into that truth, authenticity, desire to, have people around you happy and be happy yourself, I think you can handle these challenging transits a lot better. So some of the positive dates that I marked this month are November 1st, when Mercury trines Jupiter, great for like expanding your mind, learning new things. The 6th, when Mercury sextiles Venus, lovely for socializing, for meeting new friends, writing, doing business dealings, asking people for favors. So you might want to circle that. Mercury Cazimi is at the end of the month. So see, it's like from the 6th almost until 28th. There's nothing like super exciting. I mean, there are a couple of okay dates, which I'll mention in a second, but like November 28th, Mercury is Cazimi, and it's the Sun-Mercury conjunction, really great for manifesting, planning, thinking deeply about matters, especially in the house that Sagittarius is in your chart. More on that to come. And then 30th, Sun and Mercury will sextile Saturn, and Venus is going to sextile Neptune. So it feels like a serious, I want to help someone, I want to take care of a long-term project day, but you will find like you'll enjoy helping others. And a couple more great dates, like 3 more dates for helping others, volunteering, writing, creative pursuits, even having conversations with other people that involve tough subjects, tough matters, will be November 12th, 18th, and 29th. And that is when Sun, Mercury, and Mars aspect Neptune. And Neptune tends to make us more kind and giving. So let's look at these in a bit more depth. So November 1st into 2nd, Mercury is first going to trine Jupiter and then square Pluto. And this is a bit of a callback to late September, early October, because we did have those same aspects when Mercury aspected Jupiter and Pluto, and then did the same thing while moving retrograde. So you may experience a callback to late September, early October. But Mercury-Jupiter feels about expanding your knowledge, expanding your business. I am doing a webinar, like I haven't done webinars before. I've done a lot of like lives and I'm doing videos, but it's like a new thing, right? And then so like first there is that desire to expand, and then Mercury squares Pluto. Perhaps there is something that you haven't considered. Perhaps you need to check your motivation. Perhaps some of your fears come up, right? Like, and some of your insecurities, and you have to look within and understand what's the reason behind it. So it's very much like, yes, you want to expand, but why, and how can you do that in a way that helps others and helps yourself? So new moon in Scorpio on November 4th is going to oppose Uranus. And new moon opposite Uranus, well, Uranus is a wild card in general. You cannot describe Uranus. It's just like, it's meant to illuminate your life. Like Uranus is very much like the lightning striking in your life. And so Uranus is often connected to breakdowns, like, lightning strikes in the house and the house falls apart, or breakthroughs. So this new moon carries some of that energy. There might be unexpected events, unwanted changes that are coming in, which is the theme of the month. Like, how can you adapt? How can you stay true to yourself, stay on course, but maybe think about the way around the problem instead of trying to ramming your head into the wall. So definitely sudden events, a little bit of nervous tension, feeling anxious. Maybe other people are acting rashly in your life, and that is causing you to reassess. Scorpio is the sign of transformation. It's also the sign of control. And if used in a wrong way, Scorpio may try to control other people. But if it's a high-minded energy, it's all about controlling of emotions, transforming emotions, right? Like when you have emotional maturity and you're able to look at yourself and know what needs to be changed, that's like a true strength, I think, in a lot of ways, like taking charge over your own emotions. So whatever happens in your life, even if it's not anything sudden, even if it's just like internal restlessness and frustration, you have the power to use this as an opportunity. Like just try to be more flexible and try to be more understanding and see the challenges as opportunities versus blockages in your path just for no reason. On November 5th, Venus enters Capricorn. Mercury also enters Scorpio that same day. Venus entering Capricorn is very important because Venus normally moves through a sign in like 20, 30 days, not even 30, like really quick, less than a month. And when Venus is retrograde, which is we're about to get Venus retrograde on December 19th, Venus spends 4 months in a sign. So Venus is going to stay in Capricorn until March 6th. And Venus in Capricorn is very, it's very loyal, it's very steady and hardworking and ambitious. Like you may discover that you want a partnership with someone more mature, someone who's more serious, someone who has their shit together, their life figured out, as well as your own ambitions and your own motivations and things that make you feel recognized and empowered. Like this will be the period to examine those things. And of course, it depends on which house Venus is going to be in. Venusian topics might get shaky a little bit, like, if you are in a relationship and relationship is unsteady as is, like if you already have doubts about it, Venus going retrograde in December will reveal a lot of that. We will talk more on that as the dates get closer. But definitely think about achievement in your life. And like, is it achievement? Does it matter to you to be recognized? Like, are you doing something for your dad to approve? Or are you doing it from your authentic truth, right? Like this just feels to me the topic of the month, because with the pandemic and us being stuck at home, like in 2020 and like this year, so many people have been rethinking what truly makes them happy. And we live in the time when you can take opportunities, you're able to connect with people through YouTube and Instagram, and world, sky is the limit. So definitely Venus being in Capricorn is very much like, is this relationship what satisfies your ambition? Is this job makes you feel happy and secure and recognized? Is this, I don't know, is this friend, are they supportive of your goals, or are they kind of like not recognizing your passion? So something to think about. So November 10th, and like I mentioned in the beginning, the second week of November, anytime from like November 8th until 13th, you will feel it quite strongly. Mercury is going to conjoin Mars at the same time as it squares Saturn. And Saturn, of course, adds more to the mix. So Mercury Mars squaring Saturn. I think me and my paperwork issues are very much like already a representation of that. Like Mercury and Mars wants to be strategic and fast. It's like that general who gives out orders. And like Scorpio, Mars is very strong and passionate and like on a mission. But then there is Saturn that's like, you know, you haven't planned it through. You have to do more work. You have to like redo something you've done already. And that general, that powerful general may not hold back and just like yell at the Saturn, who's like the king. Let's call him the king. So you will encounter that second week of November, some kind of like rejection, frustration, delays, blockages, and it will really be hard to keep calm, but do your best, try really hard, and like I mentioned, try to be more innovative, because you will get opportunities on November 13th and November 17th when Mercury and Mars oppose Uranus to either, you know, escalate the situation to a breaking point or see an answer, like see an opportunity to be flexible and innovative and perhaps get some great insights into the problem. So lunar eclipse in Taurus is happening on November 19th, and it is an introduction of a new cycle that is going to fully start next year when the North and South node shifts into Taurus and Scorpio. This is a lunar eclipse, so it has that vibe of closing, endings, changes, but because the North node is shifting in Taurus in January, and North node is all about material gains. North node is like sucking stuff in, sucks like energy and things in, and South node does the opposite. It kind of like releases. So this is an ending of a chapter for something new to come into your life over the course of the next year and a half. Scorpio and Taurus are both fixed signs, but Scorpio has that transformative quality. So I think it will be very much about learning to bring our emotional transformations, our inner, like, you know, attachments and past traumas, and like healing from them, and then turning them into material successes with Taurus North Node. Like, how can you build a house, have a child, you know, like start a marriage or continue a relationship in a way that is satisfying to both people and that creates that like stable home base. Or if you are single, how can you be stable and secure within yourself? So like when the winds blow, when the lightning strikes, you're still, you know, truthful and happy. Sagittarius season begins on November 21st with Sun entering in Sagittarius. Mercury follows on the 24th, and then Sun and Mercury conjoin on the 28th. And that is beautiful time, like Mercury Cazimi. Mercury perfectly conjunct the Sun, you know, Mercury is empowered in the lap of the Sun. Mercury usually is struggling when it's like really, really close to the Sun, but when it's within those like 20 minutes on each side, and there is disagreement on the exact number of minutes, but like when it's super, super close to the Sun, it's considered to be uplifted, and our thinking is stronger, our intuition is stronger. What we intend, if we intend to think positive thoughts, if we say affirmations, we have more power to actually bring that into reality. And Sagittarius is the sign of, you know, that like adventure. It shoots an arrow towards its mission. So take that time, use November 28th to write a plan, to think about your future and figure out what that goal is that you want to shoot your arrow towards. So this is all I have to say about November. I hope it's good for most of us. I hope we keep it together and don't get into too many fights. And wish me luck with my paperwork. If you have any ideas about future videos, let me know in the comments below, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.